Hello everyone, I have with me Anchit Mishra, who is a chess boxer, but his story is actually very unique. So Anchit, why don't you tell us about how did you come into chess boxing?
Right, so I was introduced to chess boxing by a friend of mine. He was actually a boxer, and he told me that please teach me chess. I like, why do you want to learn chess? So he said there's a game called as chess boxing. There's a sport, proper sport. So I taught him chess, and then he influenced me to play the sport. And since then, I just stepped into the boxing ring without any formal training. Got knocked out in the first game, but then started my formal training for boxing as well. And currently, I had won my nationals in 2021. I had won my nationals this time, and I've qualified for World Championship, which will be in Turkey in December this year.
That's an amazing story. I mean, without any knowledge of boxing, you had gone to the ring. So where did you get that inspiration from?
I don't know. I mean, at that time, I just wanted to give it a try to the sport, and I said, let's just. So I just watched few Muhammad Ali videos, and I just went for it.
Tell us about your chess story. When did you start playing?
So I started playing chess at the age of 13, and I took formal training from FIDE instructor Prashad Deshmukh. And yeah, that's about my chess. And then I got my rating 2 years later of 1100. Then I increased it to 1396. That's my current live rating.
Okay, as you are doing so well in this format of chess, would you like to go back to the traditional format and play for a norm like an IM norm or a GM norm?
So yeah, that has definitely been a goal in the long term, but I think managing lots of stuff together becomes a task. But yes, I definitely aim forward of getting a rating of at least 2000 plus in chess, the classical form.
So you mentioned that you are also a coach. So tell us about that.
Right, so I have taken chess coaching as a hobby for me. So I teach kids for beginners and intermediate level. It usually happens on the weekends when I get time. And also associated with a Netherlands-based startup. It's called Hobbit, where I teach chess to students based in Europe.
Amazing. And tell us that the boxing that you were completely unaware of what boxing is, and to come and play nationals and on international level, how did you tell us about your growth in that part?
Right, so yeah, when I look back, and I think my starting decision was a poor decision, but then I would like to thank my coach Raju Yadav, who just helped me with my formal training in boxing, and now it gives me confidence to perform.
Great. So if you can just tell us in brief that what is actually the format of chess boxing?
Right, so what happens is it starts with a chess round. It's of 3 minutes, and in that, if you checkmate the opponent or win by illegal or something, then you actually win the entire box, so you don't have to box. But if after those 3 minutes, if nothing has happened, the game is kept aside as it is, and you guys then go into the ring to box, actually box, fight. And that happens for 3 minutes. Again, in that, if you get knocked out, the game is over. And if you don't, then you come back to the original position of chess which you had left with, and the game continues from it. This happens for 5 rounds. So chess, boxing, and finally ends with chess. So we understand it well.
So this 3-minute format of the first round of chess, is it internationally accepted or international there is other?
Yeah, for the amateur level, this format is accepted. For the professional, it ends into 11 rounds.
11 rounds?
11 rounds for the professional.
Okay.
boxing.
So what is the first round? It's also 3 minutes?
Yeah, it's always 3 minutes. The first round is always 3 minutes.
Okay, so chess, boxing till 11 rounds.
Right. So that's 6 rounds of chess, 5 rounds of boxing. And it's quite popular sport in Germany actually. So
okay.
Yeah, so they're the professional chess boxing is quite popular.
Okay. And what do you think is the future of this game? How it can be evolved or made a much more popular game?
Yeah, I think it's quite an amazing concept because the idea behind the sport is that you need to be strong with your mind as well as physically, right? So I think every parent or everyone would want their child to be physically strong as well as mentally strong. And I think this game is a perfect example of that. So yeah, in the coming future, I think there's a lot of scope of this game.
Okay. And if I talk about chess, if I ask somebody that what is the requirement of for to be a chess player, so they may say I need to calculate very fast. I need a good memory. I need technical decision making. But here it's something. I mean that is the basic necessity. Plus there's a lot of more things that you need. So what do you think that will be the basic requirement to come into this sport, and what do you expect out of this sport? What is the future of this sport?
Right, so answering your first question, basically I think the basic principles of chess and the moves you should know, but in-depth calculation and all other skills are not needed. I think you have to be psychologically good as well. For example, if you play fast, it tends to pressurize your opponent and it tends to mount some mistakes. right? So there are certain loopholes you need to find out. Keep on giving checks. Maybe he might not notice and becomes an illegal move. So these are all the basic tricks that can help you. And I think when it regards to future, I think there's a great scope for this move, because I think as everyone would want a sport combining mental abilities and physical abilities, right? You would need to be physically strong as well and mentally well prepared for the game as well. And I think that's every parent's want as well for their child, that I want my child to be physically strong and mentally it should be. So I think it's a great scope for this.
Great. Anchit, it was great talking to you, and thank you for letting us know so much about this game that most of us might be unaware. And I hope that this game is seeing better days in the future, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you.